Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button, get that bell notification on for the channel so you don't miss out on the next episode of Rivière-des-Montagnes, a Quebec themed city. And make sure to hit the like button. The like button helps the channel a lot. So this past weekend, on Friday, some new content creator packs came out, and that's what we are going to be doing in today's episode. We are going to be adding in a bunch of these new content creator packs or items from the content creator packs to the city itself. So what were these packs? Well, one of them was piers and bridges, which we're going to kind of work on around our leisure district, which is just off over here. And then we're also going to be looking at the trains and metro content creator pack. I don't think I got the name right, but we're going to be looking at kind of adding them in and substituting those items in for some of the things we've built last week. So I guess it's a bit of bad timing for this series. I had no idea this was coming out, but we're going to be looking at maybe upgrading this station right here, for example, that we just built, even though I really, really like this bridge. I'm not going to change the bridge, but I want to update the station to something a bit different. And then we're also going to be looking at getting in some regional rail as well. Something that I've been holding off on doing because I wanted to plan out the transit first, but I think we have a really good opportunity here, especially with the content creator pack that's coming out. And then alongside that, we're going to be looking at upgrading some other things for the city and adding in a bit of residential if we have the time. So let's get into it. So if this is your first time here, this is the city of Rivière-des-Montagnes, a Quebec-themed city set in the Saguenay region of Quebec. And first things first is I want to look at the city as a whole. So there are no rail on this side of the city. That's an interesting dilemma that we've had to come across, especially when building our industries. However, if we look at the rail lines themselves, they go from our industrial district all the way across the map, but I want to look at one specific line. So as you see, the lines diverge right here. We're using this line as a bit of cargo, so let's think of this one as passenger, and if we follow it, it goes all the way across the map and out over here. So in theory, if this is the Saguenay River or something similar to the Saguenay River in Quebec, this would be leading into the St. Lawrence River, right? So if this rail line were coming over here, this would be the line that would probably connect to Montreal and Quebec City. So I'm going to look at this line as the regional rail line that would theoretically bring passengers in from larger metropolitan areas into Rivière-des-Montagnes. So I think if we get a train station right here, it would be a perfect opportunity to get intercity trains in from. So that's what we're going to start looking at first. But I want to showcase these items first of all in case you haven't seen them. So we have a few really cool assets, and in order to showcase these assets properly, I'm going to need to build a bit of a road right here. Because these assets, we're going to be looking at the metro first. These assets snap onto these larger roads, and they create these awesome platforms. And I really wish the city was conducive to this kind of building, but I do know that our next one will be. I'm a bit of a tease there, I guess. I haven't built the map for it yet. This one's pretty cool. I didn't know this one only snapped on one side. That's really useful. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to use these metros for any other spots except for these elevated metros, which I really want to use this one right here. So the idea is we're going to just kind of get it to snap onto this side. It's going to be a bit of a trick. Try to get it on the right location because I want this larger side on the, yeah, just like that. So I want it to kind of go like swing it out there. So I'm going to need to use move it for that, unfortunately. But I want to use this one because it's more covered than the other two elevated stations, which are over here. This one has a cool glass part, which would be great for like a downtown metro. But I want it to be a bit covered because, you know, it's winter here. And from experience, standing outside waiting for a train in the winter is not very fun. So you got to have some cover. So I think this is going to be a great opportunity for that. Just like the station we currently have, but I want to upgrade it anyways. And then let's look at the trains themselves. So this is a cool station. I know it's a little bit hard to see, so I'm going to hover over these ones. This one we might use today. And there's this one, which is a bit of a bypass station, I believe. 4 platforms. Wow, that's a lot. This one is really, really cool. I really want to use this one somewhere. It looks a lot like the Canadian War Museum in Ottawa. Just the way it's kind of built like a bunker. This is the one we're going to use right here. It's a bit of a larger space. A lot more cars. This one's really, really cool. I'm looking forward to using this one in another city, or perhaps this one. I don't know. It's got some circular parking. And then there's this one as well, which is an elevated bypass station. And along with that, we also got some hubs as well, which are right here. So there's this massive underground subway station, which would be perfect for a downtown core with multiple lines. But in this one, in this specific city, we don't really have that much need for this, unfortunately, because it looks really, really cool. There's also the crossover train station, which has metro and train, with the trains coming in at different angles, as you see, which is really, really cool. And then there's this old market one. And then there is a transport hub end station. So a bunch of trains come into the end with the subway going through it. There's also some train lines, some elevated rail bridges, which we might use today. All right, so let's start off by pausing the game. And we're going to delete this line right here. And we're also going to delete that. But I'm going to keep this because it's a bit tricky to do, and I want to make sure we get that right. So I'm actually going to just use move it and just shrink it back. And then I'm also going to have to straighten this out a bit. I think I might even need to straighten it out all the way, like so. So unfortunately, these are all going to need to switch or get deleted and redone, but that is fine. We can also just kind of look at readjusting here. There we go. Oh, just snap back. Oh, wrong button. There we go. All right, so let's get that elevated metro station I was looking at before. Right here. And I want to get it to snap on right alongside right here. Yeah, very cool. All right, so I'm going to use the movement mod here. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to say go to this height. Thank you. And then I also want this one to go to that height as well. So we're going to need to do a bit of undo. We're going to need to do a bit of maneuvering with these nodes here, because we have switched up a lot over here, and it's always good to make sure that you correct small issues like this before they become larger issues in the future. So that looks absolutely fantastic. I love it. It's such a cool design. Okay, so let's just use the movement mod again. And I'm just going to move it right into the corner here. All right, so I'm not sure how people are going to use this. Oh, we have a street light here, which I don't want. Good thing we caught that. Oops, there we go. All right, so this looks really, really cool. Now we just need to attach it, which is totally fine. And I think the tricky thing is going to be with these nodes here. So I might actually have to just, let's think about this for a second. Let's grab the metro line, and I could easily just connect up like that. It's a bit steep there, isn't it? Okay, well, let's try to bring it in a bit. So there's 2 nodes right here, which might cause a bit of issue, which I'm hoping doesn't, but that's okay if it does. And let's go underground here for a second. There we go. And I want to move this node like so. Just trying to separate the nodes as much as possible. All right, so it looks like this building kind of is together with this subway line, which is okay with me. And I gotta say, this does look really, really nice. All right, so now we need to connect up the other side of this. with an elevated rail. Alright, let's get out of here. There we go. Very neat. So we might have to just do a bit of adjustment. Just to straighten things out a bit. Alright, now let's look at the subway lines themselves, and hopefully, as we resim the game, the subway lines hook themselves back up, and it looks like they did. Okay, perfect. So it's interesting that they can't go on one side or the other, but that they both go on this side. Oh, maybe we do need to create a second line on this. Oh, there we go. Just snap together. Yeah, so they're both going to go on this side, unfortunately, which is interesting. So that might cause a bit of delay here. I might need to try to just redraw this line to see if I can get it on the other side here. Alright, so let's just try doing that first. So this is Metro Line 2. Oops, wrong button. Delete line. Yep. Okay, and we'll just redraw it here. So this one goes from the university to our little hub, which unfortunately we don't have a building for, which is a bit sad. I thought that when I first saw the pack, I thought for sure that they would add in a 2-stop metro station like that. That's okay. And then this comes all the way out to here and connects with our intercity bus and swings up this way because we're going to build it that way in the future. All right, and we're coming back. And yes, okay, that's fantastic that you can do that. All right, and we're just about done. Complete the line. Perfect. Okay, that makes me really happy. I was a bit concerned that it wasn't going to happen because I think it just looks so much better when you can do that. All right, so people are already using this, which is fantastic to see. And now we need to get our rail, our intercity rail line in. So let's take a quick peek at that. I think I just left the area. Yeah, I did. So this is the one we're going to use. So we need to get a road off of this main road here and use it for the train station. So let's use a 4-lane road because we're probably going to have a lot of traffic use this area, and I think coming off of this would probably be the best way to do it. Alright, let's turn anarchy on. I want it to be straight with this road. I think that's going to give us enough. Yeah, nice. Okay, and let's just quickly set up this interchange or intersection. There we go. So let's go yield here and there. We'll set up the turn lanes as well. Then last thing I want to do is I want to use the node controller, which I think is the first iteration of this node controller. I think there's a new one now. There we go. And we'll make it a sloped node. So a pretty big intersection here, but this is going to be a heavily trafficked area. All right, and then now that we're here, let's look at getting in that elevated train platform. Interesting. Okay, so there are 2 lines on this, which is exactly what we need. And we're just going to get it to end just like that. I'm going to pause the game while we're doing this. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so let's move it. Let's grab that node, that node. Let's see if we can just move it back as close to here as possible. Let's see what that's going to look like. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And let's try to take all those nodes and put it to the same height as the metro station. Okay. Yeah, very neat. The 2 styles don't exactly mesh, but I think it's a good start. Definitely going to need a pillar here. So why don't we find a pillar and we'll copy it. I think I know the exact pillar I want too, which is this one from this pedestrian bridge, which we're not going to change with the new content creator packs. Yeah, this one's going to be perfect right here. Kind of goes right in as well. All right, so that kind of fills that gap right there, and then we have this. I don't know if necessarily this needs to be a 4-lane road, especially down over this way, so why don't we turn that into a one-way with trees maybe, or a 1-lane road. There we go. And I think down this way we'll do some other things, maybe even some further parking, for example. And then let's just try to make this seem a bit smoother. There we go. So we have a bit of space here. I think this is probably just prime space for a park. And then let's just remove these. Resume the game. I'm not sure what we're going to do with this space. It's just a bit too interesting right now. I think it's fine to leave a bit barren. I think we'll try to get some pathways in here so that it kind of looks like it can connect over that way. So the idea of this is to make it look like it's just one giant station. All right, so with that in place, we can look at getting in the rail lines themselves. Now we can use the new rails themselves, like these new rails, but I'm not sure if I necessarily want that type of rail. I kind of want the bridge from the old one. So let's just use that. Do that, we'll go bridge, and, oh, bridge. There we go. And I'm just going to take it right to the point where it curves from the other one, just like that. Okay, and we are going to use the movement mod, and we're going to say it has to be the same height as that one, and then we're also going to bring them in line with the other ones. All right, and then we're just going to hold Alt down really quickly over the segments to make sure that they line up properly. There we go. Yeah, that's really cool. It's a bit weird that those things are there, but I think it works. And then right here, we're going to get it to kind of curve away. We're going to come over this side and then curve in right here. So I think I can actually build infrastructure outside of the map, but I'm going to try not to. So we'll see if we can get this to work. All right, let's turn curves on. Let's go freeform just like that. And then we need to get it fairly elevated, don't we? Why don't we start on this side? And then let's just go a normal curve. I think we're going to need to bring it out a bit farther. Yeah, I think this might work. Yeah, very nice. Okay, just a few things we gotta fix is that this segment should definitely be more aligned. And we're raising ourselves up a bit here, so I don't like that. I'm going to come back with this, and we're going to put this whole bridge at the same line as our other bridge right now. And unfortunately, I think we might need to lower this one a bit more. Okay, thank you. And these two we're going to need to lower a bit, which might cause a bit of issues with the river here. Nope, we're fine. Okay, yeah, this fits perfect. Now we could continue the style of bridge like we did before, but actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's just look at upgrading this little bit right here. Oh, we're in the movement mod. Yeah, I don't know if these look very good compared to the Metro ones. So I think we'll take it off for now. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll just go back on that. Oops. Oh, come on. I clicked it. Yeah, very cool. It still works exactly as we were kind of hoping it would anyways. So let's go back to our freeformed road, or our train, and we will just kind of connect right here. I think that's the best spot to connect as it kind of curves. All right, and then with that, let's take our movement mod, and we will go from here all the way up to this point right there. Actually, let's go one more, and let's go slope objects. Very cool, very cool. And then I just want to go through and take out the trees right in here. And I think a bit farther as well. Oops. All right, so let's make sure that these train lines are connected. They are. And the first things first is we are going to select this, and we're going to say allow intercity trains. So that is going to be the big thing for this area. And then the next thing I want to do, guys, is something that I kind of didn't expect I wanted to do before, but that is going to be get a regional rail from here right into Saint-Ambroise, which is going to be a bit interesting to do. And I think it's going to set the city up for further expansion. So if we look at the city from the top down right now, we're going to definitely expand this way, and it's going to go more into low density. But this area right over here is just absolutely perfect for another town. So I think that's something we're going to look at doing. And then we're also going to need to get a port over here at some point as well, somewhere along these lines. So at that point, that'd be a really good idea to get a passenger train line out this way. And if we looked at our train split right here, so we have, this is a cargo train right now. This is our passenger train line, which I think is going to be more of a mixed use. So if we follow this one, just like this train is going, it goes right out to here, right to this train station we built for Saint-Ambroise, the mill town. And it goes all the way out over here and connects out this way. So this is a great opportunity to kind of diverge and get a cargo section of our port. So I think with that in mind, it's probably a good idea to get a train line out this way eventually anyways. So why not build a train station for Saint-Ambroise? Now, if I'm thinking about regional rail, I think this is a good distance to cover for regional rail, especially if it's going to continue. For example, well, at least on a heavier grade. For example, Ottawa, as of, or previously to this past year, had a LRT system, which is more like a subway. It's kind of like a cross between a subway and a tram. It's pretty interesting. And then it had a second line, which was a diesel engine regional rail line, but it didn't act as like a regional rail as in like the GO network in Toronto. But it was still on like a larger grade. So that's kind of the idea I'm going for right here. Plus, with this line right here being two separate lines, I think it's a great opportunity to split right off of this, continue up the hill, kind of blow through the hill, I guess, and come right up through here. Then I had two options that I was thinking of. So I think I want to get this one in because I really, really like the look of it. And I think right here would be a really cool spot. But I think it's probably a bit more functional to use this one right here. It's a bit smaller, it's a bit tighter, a bit more conducive of this area. And I guess we'll just have to save the other one for a different situation, at least. Because I think this one's just a bit too tight. Although, it might actually work better. So let's look at getting in the rail first, and then we will continue. We'll look at which platform we need, or which station we need. So I know that we're going to need to sync the highway a bit, and probably this road as well. So let's take a quick peek at what we can do with this. Alright, so I want to split from here. And we're going to curve this way. We can come back and fix it at a later time. So let's click home here. Ooh, probably a bad idea to do that. Alright, let's just go with the normal curve. And we'll just curve up this way first. Let's try to find the exact curve we kind of really want though. So I think this is probably a good angle. Alright, so we're gonna definitely come back and remove the trees and the heights of everything, so that's good. And then right here we're gonna wanna kind of blow through the mountain a bit. So I think if we just build, we can come back to it later. And I think this is probably a good idea to come right through here. I like that the university leveled up, so we will do that in tomorrow's episode. Alright, so we're at the ground level now, which is fine. And I think we're just going to come right through here. Wow. Alright, well, why don't we look at fixing the height first? Let's go with nodes. Alright, so let's grab all of these. And we are just going to, first of all, say, oh, did I not select them all? Control H. Thank you. And I think this one is going to need to be lowered significantly. Yeah, let's take these and we'll lower them together. All right, and let's grab these together and let's put them all to that height. Oh wow, okay, so it looks like it did need to elevate a bit. That's fine. Let's deselect that one. And we will select these and we'll do something like this. Slope objects. Alright, and that means this one's going to have to get lowered a bit. Might cause a bit of issues with that water there, but that's fine. Alright, thank you. And I think I'm actually just going to have to raise this one up ever so slightly as well. Alright, so we kind of blow through the mountain here. And from that point, yeah, we're going to need to reselect these and go right up. Oh, sorry, actually, I need to get this one to ground level first. Yeah, okay, there we go. And now I can select these nodes again. And we're going to go slope objects. There we go. So since this one is kind of hitting a higher grade, we're going to have to do the same thing again. I think this type of train is the train we were looking for if we wanted to build out this way. Oh no, the water is flooding in here. We're going to definitely need to raise this one. Okay, so let's go back to it. Select all these nodes again for the third time and slope objects. There we go. So now this one is going to come in through here. We're going to get it to curve. I think we're going to go over this. So let's take our nodes again and we're going to select this road and we're just going to lower it. Well, first of all, I think I want to get it to the same height, and then now we're going to lower it. There we go. Yep, and we're going to need to swing this over like this and right in over here. So I think we're going to need to lower these ones as well. this highway, this whole highway segment is going to be lowered. And that means we're going to need to readjust the bridges. Which I think is going to be better if we readjust it with the node controller. It's a bit steep, isn't it? So let's exit the node controller. And I'm just going to pull this back. All right, let's do the same thing. Oops, right here. The slope is what I want. It's a bit steep still. That's okay though. Let's take that and we will lower it. Okay, so it's just enough so that the train can kind of go over top and connect into this hub. So now that we have those roads lowered, let's look at, first of all, dezoning this area. And let's choose the one we want. And I really do want this one, because I just think it looks too cool not to use. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That looks absolutely awesome. So this one we're going to, first of all, we're going to say no intercity trains, and we're going to have to use move it. Let's use buildings here, and we'll say get to that height. Okay, we'll go get to, oh, come on. No, deselect the building. All right, come on. Come on, game. There we go. And I want this node over here, which is not letting me grab. So why don't we look at just grabbing the building then and lowering it, because I just want to, I just don't like how that's kind of looking right there. But I might have to just adjust that off camera, because I can't seem to grab that node right now. Because that's one heck of a steep little bump there, isn't it? Let's just turn everything back on. Alright, well, it's kind of annoying that I can't grab that. So we will just perhaps have to rebuild it. Which is totally fine, we have the money. So I guess what I want to do first is grab the two nodes here. Oops. And get them to the same height. And then now I can place it. So be aware when you're building that, this little segment on the right hand side of the building takes up part of the road itself. So that's a lot better. Alright, I really like the look of that. That looks so cool. Alright, and now we can continue with our little rails here. So let's go back to the rail right here like that. And then we will use the curved road. We'll go elevated. There we go. And just like that. Okay, and then with this one, we will grab it from here and just swing up like that and connect. All right, so let's look at this bridge. And from here, let's deselect everything and just go with the nodes. I think, let's just grab this one. And you know what, I think that's a pretty good height. I think it's from here we're going to need to do some readjustments. Let's grab segments too. Yeah, so from here, well, actually, I think this one we need to level up first. So let's go same height as that. And when you're doing the bridges, I always like making sure that they're the same height. And I'm just gonna bring it right to the edge here. Same with this one. And yeah, that's a lot of space for clearance there, so I don't mind doing that. And then we're going to upgrade that segment to a bridge. Oh, we're gonna move it here. There we go. And then I don't know if this one will necessarily need to look like that, but yeah, that looks pretty cool. Could do the whole thing. All right, and then so from this point over to here, right to here, we will make this a smooth slope. Yeah, I don't think these should necessarily be oops, bridges. I think it's fine if we just do that. And I think this one needs to be lowered a bit as well, just to kind of make it fit a bit nicer. Ooh, maybe not so much. Yep, very cool. And then from this point right down, we're gonna readjust the slope again. Right to here. There we go, very cool. And with that, we have our first regional rail line kind of in play. Just readjust the look of this area a bit. I think that's probably gonna be fine. I'll do some touch-ups over off camera, remove these trees and everything, but I think this works. Yep, this connects all up, and let's get that regional rail line in place. So we'll do create new line. Oh, actually, I want it on this side, and we're gonna go right up. Okay, I can't do that side. Okay, that's fine. And we're gonna go right back. Oh, I guess it wants to go on that side. That's fine. Okay. And with that, let's just take a quick peek at the line itself, because I think we only really need one train line, or one actual train. So vehicles 1, stops 2. That's exactly what we need. All right. With that, guys, I think that's where we're gonna leave it. So we have 2 really cool builds here. We have this one right here, which is very nice, which we'll do some detailing in the next episode. And then we also have this one right here, which we'll do some more detailing on next episode as well. So let's head back to the other one for the thumbnail, and let me know how you think about these new creator packs. And I'll catch you in the next episode, where we're going to do some waterfront detailing and maybe the university if we have time. So hope you have a great day, everyone. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.